Alright, quick update on StrongBlock. So we are starting to head up in the past couple of days. We have started to, I don't want to say we found a bottom around about this 110 region, but we have pushed up to 140 since then. Now, the reason why I'm not so thrilled about this potentially being a bottom is that previously when we have done this, let me zoom out for a second, you can see that we do like to fall off the table. We have about 1, 2, 3 days worth of a dead cat bounce, and then we continue to fall off the table. This is day 3 of the quote-unquote dead cat bounce. Obviously we won't know if this is a dead cat bounce until we start tearing to the upside, if we do tear to the upside. So I've been talking about 2 scenarios playing out for StrongBlock for quite a long time now. The scenario which I do still think is going to play out is this inverse head and shoulders. Now let me get rid of this for a second, because I have also talked about the possibility of us finding a bottom round about this region and Wing out. Now, I did say a couple of videos ago that I wouldn't be keeping my eyes on this W pattern anymore, even though it is still technically valid. I just really don't like the setup of this, how we've come down so quickly on this part and we've taken a very long time to come out on this part, but nonetheless, like I said, this is still 100% valid. But the main reason why I don't really like to assume this is a W pattern is because we have our daily candle close up here at 120 and we came all the way down and had a daily candle close down here at 114. So I mean, it is possible that you can have W patterns that play out like this, and sometimes the second wick goes a little bit lower before we do W out and break out of the neckline. But traditionally speaking, W patterns are a lot better when they do this and they have a higher low. That is what makes them bullish bottoming signals. In my opinion, this could still be a dead cat bounce, so I am still being very cautious. Now, let me go back to where the inverse head and shoulders is, because I do want to keep that in case we do start to head down. This would be a very long blown out inverse head and shoulders if this does still play out. But even if we remove this, you can still see that if we draw it like this and we draw it to the wick down here, or actually if we draw it to the candle body close, you can see that the shoulder would be there and the head comes down to here, which is slightly lower than this one. So there is still the possibility of us doing something like this, where we do actually end up bottoming out around about this region, and this is what I've been talking about. I've been looking for a bottoming signal, whether that is a W, whether that is an inverse head and shoulders. Nonetheless, nothing has changed in the macro term. If you've been watching my videos, you know I've been talking about I do have these price targets down here at $77 and $70, and that might seem kind of extreme, but do bear in mind we started making videos when we were all the way up here at 272, and we've been bearish on Strong all the way since up here, and we've done nothing but drop from 272 all the way down to 100. So we definitely do like to drop to the downside on Strong. I mean, my number one caution on this is we've dropped like 60% in the past couple of weeks, and like I said, when I started making videos on Strong back here at 271 and I said this looks bearish, it looks like shit, people were trying to throw rocks through my window saying, oh, how could you say that? Strong is bearish today, but so is Bitcoin. And now none of those people are commenting on my videos anymore, because obviously Bitcoin has gone in a massive rally. Bitcoin has undoubtedly bottomed, it's broken out of all the macro resistance, and Strong has done nothing but fall off the table. So I am still being cautious. Obviously we are having some decent buying volume coming in for the first time in a while, but if I do draw a basic line of best fit on the volume, you can see we have exponentially increasing volume. It doesn't look too good for me. Bear in mind, previously when we have had these bounce, we never put in more than 3 days worth of volume unless we come back all the way here. And then obviously, even if you're arguing that this is a midterm micro uptrend, this was still a local top before we fell off the table. So I am being cautious. I'm not a perma bear on Strong. If you've watched my last couple of videos, I do always like to say I will flip my tone on Strong once we do break 190. So once we break 190, whether that means that we're going to do this inverse head and shoulders and break out, or whether it means that we're going to do this W pattern and break out of the 190 region, which by the way is the it could be the potential neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. It is more or less the neckline of this W, a little bit too high though, and it is also the breakdown target of this bear flag that we've got down here. So all in all, for me personally, the macro market structure is still very, very bearish until we do break 190. I'm happy to sit on the sidelines and buy at 190 if we do break out of 190, because do bear in mind, like I said, I've been bearish on this since 270, so me buying a breakout of 190, I'm still saving approximately 31% from when we were all the way up here. So my number one thing for Strong is I'm not trying to catch the falling knife on this. I'm happy to wait until we have a breakout, but like I said, we haven't had that breakout. In my opinion, I would be looking at this as a dead cat bounce until we do at least start, you know, pushing up, having a couple more days of green volume coming in. But as a general rule of thumb, we look kind of healthy in the past few days, but you know, like I've outlined before, we do sometimes have these rallies that take, you know, 3-4 days, and then we do fall off the table on the 4th day. So I would just be slightly cautious. Like I said, I'm happy to buy a breakout of 190. Until that happens, I'm just sitting on the sidelines, still looking for lower price targets. So that's all I see for Strong. Best of luck if you are holding Strong, and once again, none of this is financial advice, it's just my own opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out, peace.